Well, after a long homestand, the Mississauga Metro Stars headed south for an extended road trip. We've got all the highlights coming right up. This is Inside Arena Soccer. Welcome back, everybody. On the show today, we'll have all the action from the Arena Premier League as last season's two finalists went head-to-head on Sunday in an epic encounter. That's coming up later on. But first, we check in on the MASL. And the Mississauga Metro Stars may have dropped 3 or 4 games on their most recent homestand, but there really were some positive signs. They nearly took down 2 of the MASL's top squads, Baltimore and Utica, before falling in heartbreaking fashion to both. Now, they had a chance to exact some revenge on that same Baltimore squad as they headed to Maryland last weekend. And Metro Stars highlights in this segment are brought to you by Monte Carlo Inns, your home away from home. Monte Carlo, the official hotel of the Mississauga Metro Stars. Now, Baltimore, of course, are the 3-time defending MASL champs. The Stars took them to overtime back in December at the Paramount Fine Food Center before falling to them, but Mississauga gets out to a quick start in this one. 40 seconds in, free kick, Mo Babuli leaves it for Marco Rodriguez, and Marco rips it past Joey Capinos to put the visitors on the board. And we've seen Rodriguez do this all season long. Beautiful left foot, 1-0 Stars. And Marco was back at it shortly after. Nice feed from Damian Graham and Rodriguez, top corner. And the Stars were up by 2 over the 3-time defending MASL champions. So Baltimore head coach Danny Kelly calls a timeout to settle his troops, and it works. Tony Donatelli spins off Rodriguez here, lays it back for Mike Diesel, and he hammers it past Sebastian Zeballos, and the champs cut the deficit in half. 3 minutes later, Zeballos makes a massive stop right there on the original shot. Yonatos Melos right there to knock home the second chance, though. And even Steven after 15 minutes, all tied up at 2 apiece. And they went on a pretty epic run after that, reeling off 9 straight goals. Sebastian initial stop there, but nobody clears out Donatelli. And the Blast had their first lead of the day. 2.5 minutes later, gorgeous strike by Mohamed NJ here as he rips it top shelf. 4-2 for Baltimore after that one. Just a great shot, and Sebastian couldn't react quick enough. Then Daniel Oliveira goes to work. One of the goals of the week here for sure. Splits the defenders, and the sweet finish past Ceballos. 5-2 for the Blast. Vinicius Dantas had a massive game for Baltimore. Here he picks Adrian Can's pocket, rolls it past the keeper. 6-2, and sadly, still so much more to come from the champs. Free kick, ineffective 2-man wall there by Mississauga. Dantas just crushes it straight ahead. Stars were complaining it may not have gone in, but take another look. Hits the inside bar, and yeah, definitely in second half of play now. At this point, 11-2 Baltimore. Rodriguez finally ends the agony of 11 straight Blast goals. That cuts it to 11-3, but obviously it would be a long road back, and the home squad had no intention of letting them back in it. Sam Guernsey pokes it home and then gives the fans a little something extra. Fourth quarter, to their credit, the Stars did push back a bit. Rodriguez has his pass deflected here. Nearly goes in on its own, but Damian Graham right there on the doorstep too headed in. That made it 13-4 for the Blast. And then Mr. Mo Babuli, free kick. He knocks it just straight ahead and adds a 5th tally for the Metro Stars. And then it's Mo again with one of the sweetest goals of the week. Cuts inside here and just crushes it top shelf. Baltimore leading 13-6 at that point, and despite the game being out of reach, the Stars put out a 6th attacker just to work on their formation a bit, but Jamie Thomas pots an empty netter to make it 14 on the day for the Blast. A dominant afternoon for Baltimore, no question. Tony Donatelli and Daniel Oliveira both had 4 points. Marco Rodriguez, huge game for the Stars with 5 points that included a hat trick on the day, but Mississauga goes down by a convincing 14-6 count. folks, welcome back to Inside Arena Soccer. You know, the Mississauga Metro Stars' first season in the Major Arena Soccer League was always going to have its rough spots. The injury bug hasn't helped matters either, though, as the Stars embarked on an arduous two-game road trip recently in the American Midwest. Now, the squad was missing several key players, including superstar Dwayne De Rosario. Now, what that did, however, was open the door for several new players to step in and try to win themselves a full-time spot in the lineup. Game one was against League Power Milwaukee on Saturday. And Metro Stars highlights in this segment are brought to you by Paramount Fine Foods, the official food provider to the Gladiator Alumni Lounge for home games, and I highly recommend the chicken wings. They're good. Milwaukee beat the Stars 8-2 back in December, but Mississauga would be way better on this day. 4:06 in, Mo Babouli starts it. Damian Graham continues it, laying it off for Matt Rios. 1-0 Metro Stars early on. And by the way, love that black turf in Milwaukee. Super cool. The Wave hit back. Free kick. Max Ferdinand over for Alex Bradley. He shelves it past Adrian Becic, and Milwaukee knots it up 1-1. Take another look here. It actually goes in off the head of Becic, and ouch. 2 minutes later, Milwaukee takes the lead. Becic makes the initial stop. Isaac Pereira right there to pounce on the juicy rebound, and the Wave were up 2-1 after 15 minutes of play. Second quarter, the man from the hammer, Hamilton native Ian Bennett, one of the MASL's top players, blasts it past Adrian to make it 3-1 for the Wave. Now, the Metro Stars would make it 3-2, but then more arena soccer education from the veteran Milwaukee team. Using the boards expertly, Bradley will slam it home in tight to make it 4-2 for Milwaukee. And at the half, Wave coach Giuliano Oliveira, another Canadian, by the way, said he thought his squad might be taking the first-year Metro Stars just a bit too lightly in the first half.
Mississauga kind of giving us a little bit of a run for our money. What's the message here in the second half for the guys?
No, I thought the first half, we kind of chased the game and we expected to end it in the first quarter. I mean, the game's 4 quarters long, and Mississauga has their legs early on, and it's going to take time. They got some very good players, and we just got to stick to our guns and keep going.
Yeah, sound advice, because in the second half, Mississauga came out like gangbusters. Damian Graham and Matt Rios clicking once again. Big Matt puts home the nice pass to cut the deficit to a single goal. And take another look here as Graham will just spin and make the nice pass to Matt. No look, actually. And in it goes. Graham just had a brilliant game for the Stars. He will steal the ball here, lay it off for Babouli, and Mr. Mo tattoos the offering past Toronto native Josh Lemos. And this is a tight angle to shoot from, but Babouli finds the space. Stars knotted up at 4 apiece. And they would take the lead. Babouli to Rios, off the boards, back to Graham, and pow, in it goes. And how pumped were they? Mississauga were serious underdogs coming into Milwaukee, but they were taking it to the Wave. Graham has just been such a massive addition to the starting lineup for the Metro Stars. 17 points in just 9 games so far. The fourth quarter has been the Metro Stars' nemesis all season long, and on this day, it was no different, unfortunately. 8:48 remaining. Drew Ruggles smashes it past Becic to tie it up once again. And then 4 minutes later, Alex Bradley picks up his hat trick, converting the Guilherme Vega pass, and that made it 6-5 Milwaukee. Painful stuff to watch if you're a Metro Stars fan. Mississauga puts out a 6th attacker to try to get the equalizer. Babouli with a good chance here, denied though by Lemos, however. And the Steel Towner, Ian Bennett, twists the knife, puts the nail in the coffin. Pick your favorite expression. The long and short of it is, he puts it away into the empty net as the Metro Stars come oh so close to taking down the powerful Wave. They had them for a while at least, but Milwaukee comes back to take this contest by a 7-5 count. Great game, but unfortunate for the Metro Stars. Let's take a look at the current MASL points leaders through week 9. Leo Gibson of KC tied with Nick Pereira with 33 points. Slava Peripovic, hope I said that right. Hugo Puentes and Adrian Perez leading the way. The goals against leaders, goalkeepers Diego Arija, followed by Boris Pardo, Chris Toth of the Ontario Fury, Diego Reynoso, and William Venzela of Baltimore to round out the top 5. Hey folks, welcome back to Inside Arena Soccer. So, tough break for the Mississauga Metro Stars in Milwaukee, but keep in mind the last time they faced the Wave, they got smoked 8-2 at home. So the fact that they nearly took down Milwaukee on the road last Saturday is actually another encouraging sign. Up next for the Stars was another club that spanked them earlier in the season, the Kansas City Comets. Now, once again, the team was looking good heading into the fourth quarter with the lead, but just couldn't close it out. Metro Stars highlights in this segment brought to you by Esco Clothiers. Esco, the official clothier of the Mississauga Metro Stars. Esco, tailored style. And KC beat the Stars 12-6 back on December 13th. They're currently second in the South Central Division behind Milwaukee. It takes them just 3:16 to get going in this contest. A nice ball movement here. Tic-tac-toe. Lucas Rodriguez, the finish. Picture-perfect passing. And KC goes up 1-0. The Stars hit back, however, and it's new addition Darren Chambers, called up from Croatia AC of the Arena Premier League. Sublime goal, and that is Darren's first as a Mississauga Metro Star. Congratulations, Darren. 4 minutes later, the Comets retake the lead, though. Leo Gibson, currently tied for the MASL scoring lead. He crushes it home here. Boom, past Adrian Becic, and his head is taking a beating on this road trip. Another shot right off the noggin. KC back on top, leading 2-1. This might be the play of the week, though. Stars free kick, Josh Paredes. Oh, there's some mustard on that shot. Absolute cannon of a blast with that left foot, and all tied up 2-2 after 15 minutes. Second quarter now. Lucas Rodriguez notches his second of the day. Free kick. John Sosa lays it off for him at the side. Here's a better angle to look at it. 3-2 for KC. Back and forth they went, and this will make the highlight reel as well. Damian Graham continuing his hot play. He wallops it past Mark Saxby, and nothing the keeper can do about this one. Once again, all tied up were the two squads. 14 seconds later, though, Gibson gets it over to Anthony Grant on the doorstep. Great pass, and he finishes it off. Comets retake the lead 4-3. Saxby in goal for KC. Would love to have this one back, though. Jared Phillips, the shot from well out, should be routine. Saxby just can't corral it, though, and that stings. Stars even it up 4 apiece, and then they finally take their first lead of the game here. Another one that might be considered a bit of a softie. Saxby just kind of leaning the wrong way, and it dribbles past. Mississauga will take it. They don't care how it goes in, and they lead 5-4 at the half. KC would even it up early in the third quarter, but then it's Darren Chambers back for Massimo Mirabelli, and it's his first goal as a Metro Star, and that one puts Saga back into the lead at 6-5, and they would add to it. Jared Phillips stealing along the boards, one-on-one with Saxby, and Jared wins the battle. 7-5 for the Stars, and they were feeling it. KC got one back, so it was one goal advantage after 45 minutes, but yet again, the Stars fade down the stretch. KC off the free kick, Brian Perez, even Steven, Mobabuli kept hopes high briefly down the wing, tattoos the offering past Saxby. Once again, Stars in the lead. They would never get it again, though. Adam James, 2 chances here. That's one too many As it turns out, he ties it up 8-8. And then Leo the legend, look at this one-timer here, turns and burns it past Becic to give KC a lead they would never relinquish again. They would add an empty netter to make it a 10-8 final. And again, the Stars should feel positive about taking another experienced MASL side to the limit, but if they could just finish off these games strong, they'd have at least another 4 wins to their credit right now. MASL standings out east. Baltimore overtakes Utica for first place at the moment. Pretty tight though, followed by the Harrisburg Heat, who have now surpassed Mississauga for third spot. Metro Stars currently in fourth, but again, if they could just close out some of these games in the fourth quarter, those standings could look markedly different. And just a reminder, for everything to do with the MASL, head to MASLsoccer.com, the official website of the league, for up-to-date standings, statistics, news, game highlights. Heck, you can even watch full game streams as well, live as they happen. MASLsoccer.com, official website of the league. Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside Arena Soccer. So from the MASL, we move now to the APL, as the Arena Premier League had a full slate of games happening last weekend. And really all season long, 2 teams have dominated thus far. Defending champion Croatia AC and the Caribbean Stars. And they sat 1-2 in the standings heading into Sunday's matchup, with the Croats leading by the slimmest of margins. And it was actually a rematch of last season's APL championship game, and this time it was the Stars that were smiling by the end of it. APL highlights brought to you by ProSound Hearing Services. 25 years of hearing assistance in Mississauga. ProSound, official sponsor of your Metro Stars. Croatia dropped the Caribbean Stars in last year's APL final, and the only other time they played this season as well. We pick it up in the second half, tied it to Shaq Agard. Blows it past the keeper to give the Stars the lead. Soon after, it's Agard once again off the pass from Maisel Klasura, and he makes it 4-2 for the Caribbean. The Croats get one back. Quick shot here off the free kick. Camilo Can catching the Stars off guard, and they were back within 1. Late in the fourth quarter, though, it's Agard making things happen again. Back for Alain Sargent. He splits the wickets on Faris Efendic. Huge win for the Caribbean boys as they pull away in the end for the 6-3 win over the defending champions. Okay, the Italians taking on Ukraine. This one got vicious at times. No love lost here. Cristiano Alves strikes first for the Ukrainians. Beautiful footwork, and it's 1-0. They led 2-0 when Osais de Rosario crushes one past Ihor Vitiv to cut the deficit in half. Second half, now Ukraine up 5-3. Danny Vargas finds some daylight behind Vitiv, and they were trailing by just 1. Once again, though, Ukraine answers. Vitaly Kolesnikov pounds it home. 6-4 Ukraine. This is where it got nasty. Alves tangles with Vargas. Little elbow, little punch, little push, and a big red card for both. And then in the dying seconds, Ukraine notches one more. And watch the little step on Kolesnikov here by the keeper. Not so subtle. Another red. These two squads face each other next on March 19. That should be fun to watch. Ukraine wins 7-4 in this one. One more. Portugal taking on Iran, who's gotten much better as the season has gone on. This wasn't their day, though, to put it mildly. Already up 2-0. Portugal's Tristan Watson makes it 3. And then Sean Couto from the tight angle shelves it, 4-0 Portugal. Iran gets one back. Mo Mir hammers it past the keeper, but sadly that was all the scoring for Iran on this day. Second half, Watson, just way too easy. Saunters out, puts it away to make it 9-1. And then Nicolas Miodrag will punt it in from well out here to make it 10. And then Miodrag will get it up for Matthew Santos for the easy finish, but really just all around too easy for Portugal on this day. 12-1 over the Iranians, the final. Standings to take a look at here. Croatia leading the way ever so slightly over the Stars, but then 2-point lead for them over Ukraine, and again, only 2 points for them over Portugal with 11. Italy's got 9, and Iran having a tough time so far, a single win on the season so far. A reminder, for everything to do with the Mississauga Metro Stars, head to the official team website, which is mississaugametrostars.ca, for all the latest news, stats and stories, and of course, beautiful Metro Stars merchandise you can order. And for the APL, APLTeamSnapSites.com is the website to head to for all the latest news, stats, and standings. And for everything to do with Canadian Arena Soccer, CasaSoccer.ca, including information on any upcoming international friendlies. Okay, the plays of the week, the Totera Top 5, brought to you by Totera Fine Foods, official specialty food store of the Metro Stars and the maker of the best porchetta sandwiches I've ever had in my life. Seriously. Number 5, Stars against Baltimore, Damian Graham to Marco Rodriguez, and he goes top shelf for the beauty. Number 4, same game, Moba Booley will cut to the middle and just tattoo that offering upstairs. Number 3 against KC, Damian Graham, chest, head, foot, boom. The money man crushing it past keeper Mark Saxby. Gorgeous goal. Number 2, back to the Baltimore game we go. Rodriguez, give and go with Graham, and the finish for Marco. He had a huge night. That completed the hat trick for him in Baltimore. And number 1, Josh Paredes against KC. The one-timer, just lowering the boom. Rips it past Saxby for his 4th goal of the campaign. Nothing the keeper could do about that one. That is our Totera Top 5 play of the week. And we're all out of time for this week, but just remember, for ticket information and to check out everything to do with the Metro Stars, you can always head to MississaugaMetroStars.ca, and the home for all things arena soccer in Canada is CasaSoccer.ca. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.